Alright guys, we're going to have an interview with our coaches. Jump right into it with our lovely interviewer,
스튜디오에서 생방송으로 보내드리고 있는 본선 최종전 4강전에 진출할 세 번째 팀은 어디일까요? 확실한 건
We have an interview with Joya now.
oGs-TL가 FXO팀을 이끌고 있는
Which is actually cool. He's not only the coach, but at the same time she can interview him about the last game. And then he jumps back into the booth and starts playing his next match.
네, 감독님 오늘 1세트 승리하셨습니다. 정말 축하드리고요.
And we talk about hairstyles so much, but he definitely needs a haircut.
지난주에
Basically, she's saying congratulations on your first win.
이제 바꿔서 1세트 선봉에서 한번 붙어보자 이렇게 말씀하셨는데 오늘 성사가 안 됐네요.
You said you want to play against the win last week.
하이경이 역대전적에서 저를 앞서고 계세요. 그래서
We were also hoping for a match against Sela last week. It never happened, unfortunately.
연습을 확실히 안 하셔가지고 안 나오신 것 같은데 다음에는 이런 기회가 된다면 연습하셔서 나와주셨으면 좋겠어요.
So basically,
감독님 오늘 1세트 아쉽게 하셨는데요. 오늘 이영석 감독님이 연습을 안 해서 안 나왔다 이렇게 말씀하셨는데
he really wants to get basically revenge. He wants to say like, I'm actually better than you. I want to prove that.
제가 이기는 것보다 선수들이 이기는 게
We're better to prove it than at the GSTL.
그렇군요. 감독님 이영석 감독님 지금 기세가 너무 좋으신데 한번 눌러주셔야 되잖아요. 박지수 선수 믿으시나요?
네, 믿으니까.
Basically, he said he wanted to play.
오늘 2세트 경기 또 어떻게 펼쳐질지 또 이영석 감독님의 세레모니를 보게 될지 기대가 되고요. 감독님 여러 인터뷰에서 박상익 감독님에 대한 친분과 애정을 많이 과시하셨는데요. 특별한 이유가 있으신가요?
옆 동네
I wouldn't want to face Joya.
챙겨주세요.
Neither would I, especially not right now.
쓰는 건데 하이경은 별로 안 좋아요.
Look at that smoke.
그렇군요. 옆 동네 사시는군요.
He's
감독님
And he has
이영석
every reason to be.
되게 좋아하시는 것 같은데.
옆 동네는 아니고 옆 동이에요.
The coaches live really close to each other.
아무래도 경기장 올 때도 같이 움직일 때도 많고.
Basically, he's saying like
밖에서 볼 때도 이제
Joya likes him because the wind is nice to him, and the teams live really close to each other. In fact, when I visited the FXOpen house a few times, I got to hang out with Huck and some oGs players because they live in the same apartment building.
오늘 또 풀세트까지 가는 건가요? 몇 세트 예상하세요?
일단 저희가 1경기 졌지만 저희는 항상 풀세트 바라보고 있기 때문에 아직 뭐 얼마 시작하지 않은 것 같아요. 그렇기 때문에 오늘 꼭 승리로 이끌도록 하겠습니다.
네, 오늘 정말 두
Last
분의
two
우정을
matches in
떠나서
the
반드시 이겨서
GSTL,
4강전에
they
가야만
went
하는
through all
운명입니다.
9 games, and today he actually expects that they will play 9 games again, but they will come out with victor, at least in his opinion. I don't think that Joya is going to agree with that.
만약 박지수 선수 잡을 수 있으면 oGs 강팀이지만 제가 올킬할 수 있을 것 같거든요. 그래서 박지수 선수 꼭 잡을 수 있도록 최선을 다해보도록 하겠습니다.
네, 감독님.
Wow, he says that if he beats Ben, he thinks he can all kill today.
박지 선수가 이번에 잘 끊어서
That's
오히려
an
역으로
old
박지
statement
선수가
coming from
올킬했습니다.
Joya.
그렇군요. 과연 오늘 올킬이 나올지 또 풀세트까지 진행이 될지 경기 끝까지 지켜봐 주시고요. 저는 지금까지 oGs-TL가 FXO팀을 만나봤습니다. 경기 끝나는 과연 어떤 감독님과 승리팀이 나눠낼지 기대해봅니다.
Well, that's actually kind of cool to see Joya in such a tame state, you know, in person, outside of interviews where he's acting professional and whatnot. He's such a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's so aggressive with everyone.
He's a huge troll.
He oftentimes actually is disliked by some people because he often skips the formalities. In Korea, there's so much formality with age and things like that, and Joya sometimes just skips that and just does his own thing. And so he gets a lot of flack for that, but he is generally well-liked. But you know, sometimes people are like, that Joya guy, his attitude is so strange. But
no, he's really funny. He's an outgoing person, and that's what you definitely have to love about him.
Yeah,
he's
definitely so.
Great guy, and he's just trolling the entire time. So, yeah.
Yeah, he is indeed. Well, I wanted to stress to you guys again, sorry about the technical difficulties we have today. Our monitor is a little bit broken, I guess you could say, so we're not quite able to see 100% of everything, so we do apologize for that, but we're going to be giving you guys awesome commentary regardless.
It's a little bit tricky for us today, and actually you guys watching back home have kind of a better look at things than we do, but we will definitely do our best. We had some last-minute difficulties, but they are going to be resolved very soon. For today it's going to be tricky, but we are going to do our best and give you a great cast, a great show here at the GSTL with those amazing teams. FXO taking the lead with 1-0, and now we have a Protoss versus Pennant coming up as Finn is jumping into the booth and tries to show us that he is in a pretty darn good shape against Protoss lately.
Yeah, this is what Shoyu considers to be his biggest challenge if he wants to get an all-kill today. Very bold statement. And, you know, regarding Shoya's hairstyle, in Korea right now, this type of hairstyle is becoming popular. In fact, he looks like a celebrity from the Korean show Gag Concert, which some of you guys have probably seen before. Some videos of, there's actually a Starcraft skit that they did at Gag Concert. So a lot of people are saying Shoya looks like one of those celebrities there. Anyone who's seen the game, or I mean, I've seen the show, knows what I'm talking about. But anyways, we're gonna jump into the game right away. No more time being wasted here at the GSTL with Wolf and Kaldor, Finn and Shoya.
Here we go, Belcher Beach is the map in the second game between FXO and oGs-TL. To the bottom right,
oGs-TL, pin!
a tournament player for the oGs team who wants to show Joya that he's able to beat him. Joya just declared that he wants to go for the all-kill if he's able to take Finn down. He starts to the top left of the map in the blue color, the Protoss player for FXOpen.
FXO, Choya!
And we've been talking a little bit about Finn's very good shape against Protoss lately. I already mentioned before that he was very successful in the up and down matches. He did not only beat Huck, but he was also able to take down Killer and Brown. And we have him with more wins against Protoss, for example, in the IGN Pro League. So lately, he's doing very, very well against the Sons of Aya. And it's going to be interesting to see if he can take down Choya now as well.
Starcraft, Switzerland, we love cheese.
That's awesome. That's really good.
I don't know if he's referring to strategies that are very all-in in nature and risky, or if he's referring to a food that you can eat that's made from milk and often used in combination with other foods.
Switzerland is famous for its cheese, so kind of makes sense.
Are you talking about Naniwa often proxy gating, or are you talking about... I mean, that's not Switzerland, that's Sweden. I'm like, no, I messed that up. I was going to try to make a joke, but Naniwa's not Swiss, he's Swedish. And it's like very clear there's a difference between that, especially for someone like me who's well-educated and can speak German okay, and I don't know. But anyways, that was like the most embarrassing mistake I've ever made in my entire life, Kaldor. But anyways,
the thing is,
are there any famous Swiss players that
Biggs, for example, he plays for Mousesports.
Ah, yes, okay.
He's one of the new talents of Mousesports, and he's doing quite well. So there are a couple of Swiss players.
Let's see how well.
Not too many.
Finn can micro here, not off to the best start. It looks like his command center is going to be delayed by this early Chrono Boosted Zealot pressure. He's losing an SCV as well.
Yeah, the Zealot, first of all, decapitating one of the Marines, and then just trying to take on the SCV as well. But yeah, light pressure here by Choya, and well, once again, Chrono Boost is still Chrono Boosting his gateway. He sure saved up a lot of Chrono Boosts for this early aggression.
Yep. Back at the bunkers, we see the Zealots are coming in again. He's trying to target down the Marines, but nice micro by Finn. Doing a dance with his Marines right now. One more SCV falls. Will he get another one? Oh, targets it down. So some nice early pressure here. Is he going to run past the bunker? No.
He's staying outside of the base now, and Finn trying to complete his command center while we have Choya warping in a Nexus, one gate into Nexus, saving up a lot of Chrono Boosts in the early game for his aggression. And now the follow-up with the 2 additional barracks for Finn, who's also taking gas at this point, starting his tech. And the bunker at the front, he might just try to run by with the 2...
yeah, the potential is there. It's fairly risky, though.
Yeah, well, he could do it, but the problem for him is as soon as Finn pulls SCVs as well, he's probably going to trap those 2 Stalkers somewhere in the main base, and as soon as Choya loses 2 Stalkers in the early game, he will lose all of the aggression and the momentum going for him. He will lose the map control. He will be in a very bad spot, so I don't think that he's trying to go for it.
Yeah. Normally right now, because so many players have been going for this later gas follow-up, people have been doing a 4 gateway pressure follow-up to this, but since his warp gate research was so late, as Legend highlighted earlier, we're going to have a different type of follow-up. Looks like it's going to be Twilight Tech, Now, I would not be surprised if we saw a Dark Shrine go up to see some DT pressure here because he knows his Nexus is late compared to the Command Center. But also, Blink would be an interesting choice as well, because if you get fast Blink on a map like this, there's so many different points of harassment that you can use. So I really like the choice to get Twilight Tech here in the position that Shoya is now in.
He would need a Robotics as well in order to get the Observer out so that he can make use of the Blink. So we'll either see the Dark Shrine, but I think that he's probably rather going for a Blink Tech here. No, needs to be very careful with the Stalker.
Almost losing one of those Stalkers. Double gases are going up at the natural now, and there's the Shrine. Yeah, I like this choice better than Blink at the position we're in now, because like you say, he doesn't have the Robotics yet. And to go for the Robotics and Blink at this point with the opener that he did with his late second gas just would not be as effective.
I always kind of do expect the Terran player to throw down this Engineering Bay. We've seen most Terran players to just use one missile turret at the front, right next to the bunker in order to prepare for DT play. It's going to be interesting to see it. There it is, the Engineering Bay coming up for Finn. So if he goes for the missile turret right away, it should be there in time. Well, it's actually going to be very, very close.
Yep, and with the faster eBay, he's also going to be able to get his upgrades going. Now consider this, even if Shoya is not able to get any DTs into the main base, that won't really bother him too much, because on this map, with the choices of tech his opponent has made, he can actually just use the DTs to slow any pushes and take a third base.
Of course,
it immediately starts +1 as it finishes.
And no missile turret, so yeah, it's going to be very interesting if he's able to sneak in here. But you're right, even if he is not able to get into the main base, if he doesn't lose too many DTs, just pokes with one, has a quick look if there's a missile turret or not, and then goes back again. He can always use the DTs in his army to, for once, to slow down pushes, as you mentioned, but he can also just use 1 or 2 DTs in his army every single time to force the Terran play, to save up his energy on the command centers, to force the scans instead of the mules. And here comes now Shoya with the first DTs. The missile turret is already building, so he won't be able to do too much damage with it, but I don't expect him to lose.
Exactly. With the Warp Prism on the way, though, he may be able to do some damage in the main base if he can bypass that, because I don't know. I wasn't quite able to see if he has a engineering base, a turret in his main. I don't think he does. So yeah, he has no turrets in his main base. So with that, it's going to be very easy for him to do damage here. There is a scan saved for this potential harassment, though. It looks like 4GG has planned for anything. The Warp Prism not quite spotted yet. Here come the first DT. Is nice positioning.
Well done. Nice positioning, and he will definitely be able to kill at least a few of the harvests of his opponent.
Can he stop combat shields? That's the question.
That would be awesome.
Oh no, his DTs are together here. No, they're not. I take it back.
I really like that he's splitting his DTs, that he does not have both of them at the same position, so one scan will not be able to reveal all of them. We have 3 DTs in the main base, and it looks like Shoya is able to do a lot of damage here. One scan already being used, and he needs to use another one.
Oh, he stims a lot of units to try to get that Warp Prism. I don't know if he got it or not. It's hard to say, but...
No, I don't think he did. I think still see it on the minimap.
Yeah, you're right. And the thing is, DT harassment is never as effective.
Look at how much damage he does here.
Yeah, DT harassment is never as effective when your opponent has combat shields, but because he stims so many times, the DTs were able to harass a little bit more. He's actually taking out so many people. Forces another scan, gets another SCV, and a huge amount of damage done. Meanwhile, during all of this, what we haven't discussed is that there is a third Nexus on the way, and Colossi with Forge upgrades.
Great follow-up by Shoya here, and he did so much damage with this DT attack. Finn not only had to use a lot of scans, but he already lost 9 workers. He lost 2 add-ons and a ton of Marines at that, so very, very well done by Shoya. Really making a splash here, and he's already at 60 harvesters against 47. So yeah, this is going very well for Shoya so far.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I mean, with no medevacs out right now, a lot of the units are very heavily damaged for his opponent as well, because of the stims he's used, because the DT is harassing, poking at some of the Marines. The first medevacs are on the way right now, but things are not looking good for Finn. And I have to say, man, Shoya has been looking so strong recently. You can see his first 2 medevacs are out with his armies pushing forward here. Now he has likely saved scans for this.
Extended Thermal Lance is not done just yet. That's definitely something that Shoya would need in order to defend properly against this push. He has sentries in his army, but still, if Finn is using a good timing here, might be able to take a good position between the second and the third and take down this additional expansion of Shoya.
Yeah, it's all going to depend on the stim timing here. It looks like he's being very patient. I really like this control. Not stimming until the last second, but the Nexus does survive. Now he stims targets down the Colossus. And oh no, Choya is in a lot of trouble now.
Yeah, brutal timing here by Finn, executed so well. The second Colossus arrives, but the Nexus is gone. Very well done here by Finn.
He needs to clean up the army now because he lost that Nexus. His opponent has committed so much to this army and he's not going to chase it. He's a little bit concerned about how large his army is, and if he chased it, he might not have been able to kill it, but I think he needed to try. Now, he's in a really tough spot.
He only had one Colossus. I don't think that he would have been able to take it. To take the army on, that is. That was really, really brutal. And we have Choya already behind in supply, 134 against 112, if I'm not mistaken here. So Finn prepares with Vikings. He is behind in upgrades, but at this point I have to say that taking down the third base was exactly what he needed in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was basically a necessity at this point. Oh, dodges a scan, almost. Still, one scan to clean up a DT is not really cost efficient. That's not something he wants to be doing right now. Choya's third base is being remade. Meanwhile, a third command center is on the way for Finn. You can see the mineral income here much better for Finn because of those mules. And the observers, the DTs, they're everywhere. Choya having a great amount of vision on the map. There are already Vikings out. You may see a scan here on this observer. Nope, not yet. Things looking really easy here.
Charge is coming up at this point. We have +2 armor for Finn. We have the +2 attack upgrade, so he's trying to get even in the upgrade count. Choya has his Nexus. It just completed. The third base is ready, or will be in a few seconds, while Finn is doing exactly the same thing. It's just rebuilding a few production buildings at this point. And he's relying on his stronger Marauder and Marine combination with the Medivac support. And he certainly can. We have 6 Vikings up to this point.
So many Marauders out.
Only 2 of the 2 Colossi. And he already tries to get into a position to get a couple of volleys. But nice blink here by Choya. Has to be careful though, as the units, as the Marines and Marauders storm in here, take the stim. The force field's not able to throw them back. Both Colossi are dead and Choya is losing ground.
Yeah, he is losing so much ground. I think this game may be over, Caldor. There's way too many units here for our Terran player. He's killed so many Vikings, but he just didn't have charge in time. He didn't have that +2 armor upgrade yet. And I think this game is going to end GG.
Yes, it does.
4GG ties it up, 1-1.
A beautiful early Colossus snipe by Finn. As you mentioned, Wolf, we had him delay his stim quite a bit, not the upgrade itself, but obviously the use of it in the first engagement. So he did very, very well, took down the Colossi and engaged in just with a beautiful concave, was positioned to take down the Nexus after that. Very well played. I like the decision making here by Finn.
Yeah, he just basically used what he's known for, not only in StarCraft 2, but in StarCraft 1, and hit strong timings, punished his opponent, saved scans appropriately. If he had not saved the scans that he did right before that first drop of the DTs, if he didn't have that scan there, oh man, he would have probably just lost the game overall from that.
I talked a little bit to FXO earlier, and well, we were just over at the booth, and especially when Linok taught me Korean, because it was so early today, he took the time and taught me a little bit Korean. Basically, he told me how to make fun of Choya. But they also mentioned that their original plan was to use Lucky as the second player, so we'll see if Lucky is going to be the player who Finn has to face now. Link was kind of looking, he was like, yeah, I want to play very, very late today. Actually, I don't want to play at all. I want Choya to take it with 5-0, but that's not going to happen as he just lost to Finn. So we'll see if Lucky is really the player they're going to choose against Finn. He might well be.
Lucky played really well in that tournament that you and I were casting just earlier this week as well, against Alive. And you didn't end up winning the series, but he played really well and showed some awesome ZVT. And I'm really curious to see what he's going to pull out today, like if he gets chosen. And I think the choice to use him against 4GG is actually really a smart one. Using him early here seems a little bit kind of risky to put one of your best players out this early, but I think against 4GG, that's what OGS has already done. They've already put out one of their best players. So to pull out Lucky here, I think would be a smart choice.
And the Zerg is definitely a good choice against the Terran player, especially when you have a big map and you are in a position where you can get this late game composition with Broodlord, Corruptor, Infestor against the Terran. It's very hard to beat this. So we have Gumiho.
Yeah, Gumiho. Gumiho, a smart choice as well because his TVT is almost unparalleled right now. And he's actually been able to take out legends in TVT and past Codas seasons. A great player overall, has shown really good results in Team League. And this is actually going to be a really exciting match to watch. If Gumiho can take out 4GG, not only is he good at this matchup, but he's a good all-around player as well. I expected them to save him for later, but to pull him out earlier here is probably not something that 4GG is going to be expecting. It may even make him a little bit tense.
The problem that I see is that they have a lot more good Zerg players than they do have Terran players, so I would have expected Gumiho a little bit later, and I don't think that pulling Lucky early would have been sacrificing Lucky, but he could have not only won against Finna, but maybe took down another 1 or 2 opponents while they still have Lenok in the back. So I'm a little bit surprised to see Gumiho this early because of this, but he's definitely a player that is strong enough to take down Finn, and he can definitely pull it off. So in regards to the matchup that falls now, it's a really good choice, but in the greater scheme of the team battle itself, I think that Lucky would have maybe been the better decision here. But well, Choya knows exactly what he's doing, so let's trust him and see if Gumiho is not only successful against Finn, but can make a splash in the Clan Wars itself as well.
Yeah, only time will tell here. It looks like he's laughing about something. I can't tell who's... I think maybe Choya's outside his booth. I can't tell for certain. But we'll see. I think Gumiho actually will be able to take this match. It all comes down to build orders, what map he chooses, which we don't know yet. I have no ability to see just yet until we get into the game what map it's going to be on, so it's a mystery. And I'm really curious about that because if he chooses a map like Crossfire, for example, you can see Gumiho's really strong mech style coming out there, but Gumiho's also known for really good bio play. He actually has so many different styles. He can do a Command Center first, a 1-Rax expand, or a Cloak Banshee build. You have no idea, and no matter which one he chooses, he's going to do it well. His TVT has so much depth, and I don't know what we're going to see. I'm really excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, we actually, this time we're a little bit in dark in regards to the maps. Usually we have the second computer where we just join the lobby, so we know exactly immediately which map is going to be played.
Here it is.
Which gives us a little bit of additional information.
Oh, they didn't put it up. Oh, there it is. It's Entombed Valley.
Entombed Valley for a TVT.
You know what this says? This says that they want to use Lucky fairly soon after this, and they don't want to deal with the Protoss on that map. So a smart choice, because for TVT and Entombed Valley, it's not a map where you're going to have any imbalances or any problems. It doesn't favor one style over another, although bioplay can be a little bit stronger on Entombed Valley than a map like Crossfire, for example, which is still in the map pool for GSTL. Just thought I'd state that uninteresting and fact that may make some people at home upset. I'm sorry that you have to know this, but Crossfire is still in the map pool for GSTL. Don't forget it. Alright, we're going to jump into Entombed Valley right now. Don't give me that look, Caldor, man. You know
no. Yeah, I know it's true. I'm fine with it. You only have to endure a few more weeks.